Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Friday follow-up and a continuing journey of accountability. Well, sometimes my backgrounds tend to give away what I'm going to talk about. So I guess the question right off the bat is, how many of us have touched a wall that had a posting, "Wet paint, do not touch"? What is it in us that we have to reach out and touch that wall or that post or wherever it is, and we look at our finger and say, still wet. It says do not touch. It says there's wet paint, but there's something in us that just drives us to be skeptic. And there's other things that we probably do that we're not supposed to. We're not supposed to speed, and the signs telling us what to do, stay within a speed limit. A lot of other signs on the road telling us, not to turn left or turn right, not to go the wrong way, down the wrong way on a one-way street. And we listen to some signs, but others we ignore. And I like to think that we probably do that on our journey to a healthy lifestyle. We know where all the signs are. They're in the Tops News, Real Life, My Day One, on the website, the exchange program. We have all these signs to follow, but yet sometimes we choose not to. I do that myself. I don't want to say that you folks try this, but I'll do that myself. I'll eat something that is probably not part of my plan that day. Maybe an extra piece of pie, or like back in the day, I'd eat the whole pizza instead of just a couple of slices. And I would say, why did I gain this week? Or why do I not feel well? And we said, the sign was there, said, don't eat that, but I did. And I think it's just part of human nature. We're going to do it. Now, if I'm getting ready to touch a wall that has a do not touch sign on it, and somebody's there to remind me, hey, you probably shouldn't do that. Maybe that extra second that I'm thinking about doing this action might be enough to change my behavior. And again, folks, that's where the support comes in. I'm very fortunate that Ann is in Tops with me, so that when we go out and we're out of not our comfort zone, but we each plan what we want to consume for calories during the day and what types of food. But if we tend to go out and we kind of help each other out to remind us, do we really want that? Or if we want to treat ourselves to something special or something that we haven't had in a while, that's probably the best way to do it. We'll say, well, let's just get one and split it. And that's usually enough. So folks, these signs are everywhere to help us stay on track. But yeah, we always want to do that. We always want to push the envelope. And my only suggestion or thing to try is, again, just getting that support, which is what we're all about. To take that extra half second to say, no, I don't want to do that, or I shouldn't do that. But there's many people out there with paint on their fingers, and it's like that too. We get caught. But if you have a bad week, or you blow by a sign and you kind of just went off track, you can get right back on, because we're right there to help everyone. So, again, just trying something to make you think of things a little bit different. Maybe now the next time you see a notice, do not touch a wet paint sign, you'll think about this, and you'll think about how it relates on what you're doing that day. And maybe it'll just be that extra second so that you won't take those extra calories. Or if you do, you will find other ways to kind of burn that off and, do extra steps or whatever it takes. It's like I've said many times, during the whole week, from weigh in to weigh in, if you have a bad moment, and when I use the word bad, I mean nothing bad happened to you, but you ate more than you anticipated, you blew by the sign, that one time is not going to mess up the whole week. It's if you buy into the, well, I did it, I went by the sign, so I might as well just ignore the next sign, and that piles up, and then that's where it's going to show up on the scale, and you're just going to have to raise your hand, don't touch the wall, but raise your hand and ask for a little bit of support. Ask your chapter members or reach out on Facebook or make a phone call and ask somebody to help you with the next sign. It really works, folks. Trust me, it really works. If you watch what's available around you to guide you, the signs are there to help you. So let's see where we are on this 5-week challenge. We started this, excuse me, last week, as we were seeing where I'm going to be towards my COPS goal the day IRD starts on July 23rd. So I had what I thought was a rough week starting off. Ann and I were kind of like, after a few days, kind of talking back and forth and said, well, I thought we did okay there, but I mean, things happen, and I kind of did a course correction during the middle of the week, and much to my surprise, and I'll admit it was a surprise, I lost 2.2 pounds. And what that tells me, folks, is that I am on track. That even though I think I'm not doing everything I can because of just human nature of this failing several times that we always do, but I continue to learn from this. I always think I got to do that extra mile to get that loss, and that was a poor analogy. Sorry, that extra whatever to stay on course. When I just gotta take the day as they come, don't touch the wet paint, and just continue on. And my good habits that I brought back to being is now overriding the bad habit or two that happens during the week. Because again, it's hard to play the game straight 7 days in a row just because of what life is trying to throw our balance off to say. So very happy with the loss of 2.2 pounds this week. It now brings me to a loss of 35.8 pounds for the year. Into the 5-week challenge, I now only have 13.6 pounds to get to COPS. So it'll be interesting to see how the math works out for on the July 23rd when we get together, and I'll be busy that day lining up and getting my stuff ready for IRD. But definitely will take time to meet with you folks in the morning, as we've been doing since March of 2020. Hard to believe, isn't it, folks? But I would like to just take another moment to thank Barb for giving me the idea on this. Now, some of you probably wonder how we do this. Barb does it every Monday, I do it every Friday. And sometimes, and she'll admit it, sometimes it's just right before we go live, we have an idea and there we go, we start talking. Because we, face it, folks, we know all the concepts. You know all the concepts. So we were having a meeting this week discussing other things, and just the wet paint comment came up. I go, oh, that's a good talk for Friday. So I quickly grabbed it, saying, the idea is mine, I'm going to do it Friday. So I kind of beat her to the punch so she wouldn't grab it on Monday. But we, as we're doing this, we bounce ideas off each other. In working with the service program administrators, we bounce ideas off each other, and we've come a long way using the technology. So I encourage you folks to do stuff like this in your own state or province, in your own chapter. Maybe you're doing it, kind of share some of these things. It'd be really great because no one person can do it all in anything that we try to accomplish. It's a team effort all the way around, and you need support all the way through. And you just never know where that next sign's going to be. We'll see you next Friday.